Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Spyro the Dragon for the Sony PlayStation 1. Believe it or not, the only game in the Spyro the Dragon series that I've ever played, especially to completion, is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, which I got way back when it came out in the later part of 1999, and it took me a month to get through that game. And while I never really played any of the other games, and I never had the first one, I did have a demo of the first one, and when I played of it, I did like. And, not surprisingly, it was nice to see that the second game played a lot like the first game when I finally got my hands on it. But I always regretted the fact that I never got to play either the original game or Year of the Dragon, which was the third game in the series and the last one to show up on Sony PlayStation 1. So, I'm going to rectify that. And, as you can see, it's a 3D platformer, much like Ripto's Rage, which I played a good while ago. And once I get a drink of tea, we're going to start the game. And right there is my practice file. I got 2 empty slots. I'm just going to go ahead and save out the practice file. Why not? Let's go ahead and overwrite it. And as soon as we start the game, we're going to have a cutscene.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Gnasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple? He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
And as soon as we start the game, we pretty much get the plot right there in a nutshell. Some green creature named Gnasty Gnorc has a spell that can turn gems into monsters. Not only that, but he's also crystallized all the dragons that are trying to get out of their little statue forms, just like the one in front of us. We need to get to the dragon statue so that way we can free the dragons, and we also need to get all the treasure back. Once we do both of those things, we can beat Gnasty Gnorc. We start out in the Artisans homeworld. This is where we're going to get a good feel for the game. The control pad, or a left analog stick, lets you move around. X lets you jump. Pressing X while in midair lets you glide. And if you press triangle while gliding, you just drop straight down. It's not like the sequels after the first game where pressing triangle or the equivalent lets you do a hover. That wasn't introduced until Ripto's Rage. Circle lets you do the flame attack. Square lets you do the charge attack. And holding triangle and using the control pad, or D-pad, or left analog stick, lets you look around. Let go of triangle to go back to movement. L1 and R1 lets you roll. I don't think you can do this in Spyro 2 or 3. Or maybe you can and I just forgot. Either way, I've never used a roll. And L2 and R2 lets you use the camera. To free a dragon, just walk up to it, and you'll also free the dragon and get some advice.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world.
Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Gnasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
And we need to free some dragons and do some things before we head on to the next world. So we have a couple of enemies, such as these guys who just run away whenever we approach them. And by beating up enemies, we can get some gems. Red ones are worth 1, green gems are worth 2, and blue gems are worth 5. We will see other colored gems worth other values, but I will mention them when the time comes. And this guy that is carrying a sack, he runs away from you, but he takes multiple hits. 3 to be precise, and by beating him up enough times, you'll be able to get 5 gems out of him.
Where's Gnasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
And yes. Ever since the very first game, we've been followed by Sparks, the dragonfly that always hangs around Spyro. Sparks acts as your hit point meter, your health meter for this game. And whenever you're at maximum health, he will be at gold. When you take 1 hit, he'll go down to blue. When you take 2 hits, he'll go down to green. And if you take 3 hits, he will be non-existent. If you do not have Sparks with you when you get hit, you will die and you will lose a life. So don't let that happen. To refill on health, you need to flame fodder like these sheep and get the butterflies that come out. The fodder usually run away from you, but you can usually hit them with a charge or a flame attack. You'll usually be hitting them with a flame attack. And by eating the butterflies, you'll be able to get 1 hit point back for each butterfly that you eat. Unlike the sequels, this is the only game where if you flame fodder when you are at full health, Sparks will not eat the butterflies. And because of that, you won't be able to do the extra life trick. You'll have to find extra life some other way, such as a little clam-like thing that we flamed and got a dragon statue out of. The dragon statue gives you an extra life. Keep an eye out for those. You won't be finding a whole lot of them, and you'll more than likely be getting extra lives through other means, which I will mention later on. Am I taking a glide at the top of that hill at the top of our jump? We can get to all those gems and the chests. Chests like that red one, you can either charge or flame to break and get the contents out of. And there are avenues that we can go to collect things, such as right here. And right here is the balloonist. He will take us to the next world, but we have to do some things first in order to get there. And I think if we walk up to him, we'll be able to find out what we need to do. We need to rescue 10 dragons, as we were told at the beginning. So if we were able to prove our worth by saving 10 dragons, then we can be flown to a new world. I will be completing all of the levels in the Artisans homeworld before I go over there. So here's some more chests. Here's some more gems. Might as well collect all of these. I mean, we might as well. And let's go ahead and free this dragon.
Cool Flash, do that again.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
And we will be doing that, but at the same time, we will be completing all of the lands in the Artisan homeworld. So there are more avenues that we need to go through in order to pick up some things, such as more gems and another dragon. I believe this is the last one here.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
And I believe that should be the last of the dragons. So let's go ahead and pause the game with the start button. Use the D-pad and the X button to go to inventory. And we have 77 gems so far, and we have rescued all 4 dragons. Once we get all 100, it will say at the upper left-hand corner of the screen, rather, 100 out of 100, signifying that we have collected all of the 100 gems that are scattered around here. So let's look around here first. Check the corners real quick. And that is it. So let's go ahead and look behind here too, because you can find some gems that way, like right here for instance. I'm going to look down here to be safe. Okay. Now to enter this building. Inside is a whirlwind. When you walk into a whirlwind, you'll be carried upwards to another area. There's Town Square, but, well, we're not going to get into that portal yet. Don't want to do that. Instead, I want to glide and drop down once I'm directly below the stuff that I want to get my hands on. And the last of the gems should be in the other direction, and somehow I managed to get in there without having to move the camera. Neat. And we are now still down 2 gems. That's interesting. Where's it going to be? Can't believe I missed out on 2 gems. That's odd. Hope I didn't miss anything around here. That would be embarrassing. Let us look around again. Though I doubt that I missed any there. Maybe I missed some in the area where the balloonist was. Or maybe right here. I missed this. That's embarrassing. Well, we've got 100 out of 100 gems, and we have saved all the dragons here. So I might as well go ahead and play through one of the worlds, and I'm going to play Stone Hill. Interestingly, the music in the Artisans homeworld as well as Stone Hill, it is different in the demo. In the demo is the credits music that you hear at the end of the 3 PlayStation 1 games. And now we are at Stone Hill. We're going to start seeing some more enemies, and these will hurt us, such as these rams. These rams will ram into us if they get close to us. We can let them run towards us, and then that's when we flame them, which is something that I do want to do. And here's a new one, these metal chests. The metal chests, you cannot flame them. If you do, that happens. Instead, you have to charge into them. It's the only way to break them. And I am done here, so let's go ahead and free the dragon.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
As mentioned earlier, you start at gold, then blue, then green, and then non-existent. And if you get hit while Sparks is non-existent, you will lose a life. So don't do that. And I want to make sure that I hit him, because that would be great. Alright. There's some fodder there, but we don't need that yet. We can, however, drop down into the well, and we can free the dragon who is here.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
And once again, we've already established that. Now it's time to go elsewhere, and it's a good thing I saw that, because I did not see that. Okay. We have that opening. We have this opening. I believe that leads to the dragon I freed earlier. Yep. And I think this will lead to something different. Okay, that leads to the exit. And that leads to the second part of the level. So I'm going to do some things first in this little opening. Here are some things that we can break. A ram that we can beat up. And another clam that we can flame for a 1-up. And the return home portal takes you back to the Artisans homeworld. Don't want to go there yet. We still have things to do. And I want to do them in this video. Let's go ahead and free the dragon.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
Yeah, let's not. We have things to do. And want to be careful over here. We can drop down here. And we can get some gems. There are, I want to believe, 5 dragons here. And I know though for a fact that there's 200 gems. And if you go in this direction, away from the whirlpool that takes you back to the exit, you'll be able to find some metal chests and a key. The key is used to open chests, which will contain a lot of gems. And the treasure chest with the key, or the padlock rather, that requires the key, is right here in the well. So let's be careful as we make our way towards the chest here. And we'll be able to get some gems. By the way, in order to grab gems without having to touch them, like get them indirectly, just have sparks near them, and sparks will grab them for you. If you don't have sparks with you, and you're basically one hit away from death, you'll have to pick them up yourself just by running into them manually. So that buzzing sound, you know that that's sparks picking up the gems for you. New enemy here, the sheep herders, the shepherds. They will hit you with their staves if you get too close to them. So you want to hit them from a little bit of a distance with your flame attack. And I can hear another dragon up there. How did I get hit? Well, it's not like it matters now. I managed to flame some fodder on the way. And I want to keep looking around some more. That way I know that I've hit up everything that I can. Did I go over here? Yes, I did. Because there is a chest over there after all. There was one here that I didn't get. Let's go ahead and fix that. And from here, we're going to go in here, and we're going to take the whirlwind. Once we take the whirlwind, I believe that's how we're going to find the last dragon in Stonehill.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
And I've established this back when we were collecting stuff in the Artisans homeworld. By the way, the dragon platforms. You may notice that there are fairies above the platforms where we feed a dragon. If you walk onto the platform, we can save our game, and we can replay the hint that we got from the dragon we saved at that portal. We can rewatch that little cutscene. We're just going to go ahead and continue for now. And it's a good thing that gliding was mentioned, because you want to glide over here to get some gems. And you want to be careful near the edges here, because you can still fall towards the beach and end up in the water below. Unlike the sequels, Spyro could not swim in the first game. And because of that, you do not want to be in water, because water will kill you. And here's the thief. He has an egg. If we can flame him or run into him with our charge attack, we'll be able to beat him up and take what he was running around with. And that was a red dragon egg. We will need to collect all those if we want full game completion. And don't forget to look around on the hills, because you don't want to miss out on that chest or any of the gems that are around here. And I'm glad that I managed to catch that chest early, because that's usually one of the last things that I find. And by crossing this castle, we can get back to the first area and check out the hills above it. I just want to make sure that I get my full lap on, so that way I can get everything that I need to get now that I'm over here. And by the way, if you try to run into here, level boundary. Yeah, you're definitely going to be seeing a lot more level boundaries in the first game compared to the second. Just invisible walls where you can't pass through. I think the only places that really had them were in Ripto's Rage were Robotica Farms and Metropolis. But that's about it. I never really found any other ones. So, around the first area, you want to look around the trees for gems, because those are the easiest places to find. Why am I back here? Nope, nope, nope. I need to get back to the first area. I shouldn't be here. Not if I want to find everything. Better. And that got me everything. It's a good thing I remembered where I needed to go. Now, I need to get back to the portal. And this will take me to it. So, once we get back to the Artisan homeworld, I'm going to check my inventory to make sure that I found everything. But first, by beating up these enemies that we've already gotten gems from, we can get these little orbs from them. And when we pick them up, they will surround the little spinning head that signifies our lives counter. And if you collect enough of those to circle the spinning Spyro head, we will get an extra life. More than likely, you will get lives in this manner. Anyway, we are 200 for 200 and 4 for 4 in Stonehill. And we have one of the dragon eggs. There are 5, 7, 9, 11, 12 dragon eggs in all. And they'll usually be carried by some sort of thief. The first thief was easy to take care of. Other thieves will not be as easy. And we're pretty much done for now. So, let us go to a platform where we have rescued a dragon in the past. And we'll automatically trigger the menu here to save our game with. So select Save Game, and your game will be saved. Press X again, and you will be able to get off the platform, and then you can turn the power off or reset or what have you. We have taken care of the Artisans homeworld, and we have taken care of Stonehill. We will tackle another world. We will tackle another level in the Artisans homeworld, but that will have to wait or take place, as I originally wanted to say, in the next video. So join me next time where we head elsewhere in the Artisans homeworld. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!